Good evening. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. There was a little bit of a, I don't know what that was about. Welcome to Love Never Dies radio show. And I am Pamela Marie Edmunds, speaking to you, broadcasting to you from Sedona, Arizona. And it is a warm one, or a warm spell, should we say. Just checked. It's 5 o'clock here. So sun is starting to cool down, not a lot, but we're 104 degrees here. And I know it's much warmer down in the lower valleys, I guess is the right term to say, Tucson, Phoenix. And I know other parts of this country are also dealing with the heat. Please check on the animals. That's a big important thing. Make sure the animals are looked after, make sure that they have lots of water, and do not leave them in a car. That's an ultimate death for them, really. And I think more and more people are becoming aware of that over these years, maybe because we're getting hotter too. I don't know, but anyway. And you know, one little thing I often hear talked about, leaving some water out for the wild animals. You know, we don't necessarily want them in our yards to be afraid of them or whatever, but then again, they do need water too. So I tonight will be doing the show solo. No, I'm not solo. That's the point. Being a medium, I'm never solo. Always got some helpers, especially when I do some prayer to start out and ask and call them all in to help out. Tonight's show is titled Pets Talk from Heaven to You. And basically, it is going to be an opportunity to receive some messages from your pets, your dear furry friends, or what's another, fur babies from the spirit side of life. And I will just say my fur baby in physical form is curled up right here on the floor here, joining us. I'm surprised he's not up in his kitty bed, but Sylvester here is joining us. And I'm sure that my personal loved one, personal pet, who's crossed over, most recent, Earth Angel, he's been gone now almost going on 5 years. And he is one that I receive communication with. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of a background for me, for those of you who listen to this recording once it has been put into my YouTube channel. And for those of you who have not gone to my YouTube channel, I want to say there is months of shows that have been recorded. Some of them with me doing them solo, others are with some wonderful guests. Matter of fact, was just talking to a few of my followers, we'll call you, okay, who are here in tonight's audience and wondering how they enjoyed last week's show. We had a wonderful guest. Her name is Reverend Lorraine Radice. And the discussion was about physical mediumship. I tell you, even I learned a lot from it. And we also had an experience of seeing some physical mediumship in front of our very eyes, even on Zoom. Wonderful. And so that's just one example of some of the guests. And I do have guests, do my best to have them every other week. I do a show one week and then bring a guest in the following week. So, and actually right now, I'm at a place, I'm not quite sure who to have for a guest next week, so there'll be a surprise. But I want to just say to you people, I am a medium, I am a animal communicator, I'm a teacher, teach a mediumship development class for anybody who's seeking to learn how to communicate, receive communications from the spirit side of life. That is held Thursday evenings, weekly. It's a 2-hour class. Check my website out for information on classes, information on upcoming shows, topics, guests, and information on services. Because of course, if I am doing mediumship for any of you who are here present for the show, I can sit and do them one-on-one. And also tonight, of course, is going to show the aspect of the animals, which is really very, very similar. And, you know, I want to say, I feel like it's come out more and more about the animals regards to mediumship because of our love for them and their love for us. Would make sense, huh? Love never dies, does it, everybody? It's always here and it continues on and on. So my website, I gotta give you that, right, is PamelaMarieEdmunds.com. And if you got any ideas of somebody you think would be a great guest, please add them in. Let me know about them. And also I want to mention again, the YouTube channel is Pamela Marie Edmunds. Got up to 74 subscribers right now. Once I make the 100, I can then change the URL by one of the rules, I guess I want to say, to YouTube. That way it's easier. So eventually it'll be Pamela Marie Edmunds behind the YouTube. So looking forward to that, but also it's an opportunity for if you missed a show or something special's coming up in regards to a show and you didn't know, that you will be notified of what is been posted on there. There's also a number of channel recordings because I work with spirit in the way of mediumship, bringing through loved ones. Same with animals, but I also do work with some of the higher beings. And what I mean by those are some of the archangels, some of the ascended masters, some of the highly spiritual beings. Well, one in particular, which would relate to tonight's show, is Saint Francis of Assisi. I have a recording from him. And you see a picture of him, you always see animals around him. He felt very, very drawn to them. They were drawn to him. And I don't know his specifics, but I do know there was a very important relationship there with the animals. So anyway, so welcome to tonight's show, everyone. Yes, Pamela could be a bit of a talker, and that's just me. And well, it fits for me being on radio, me be doing this work. I just want to share, you know, we all change throughout our lives here, right? We do certain things to finally become the person we're supposed to be. When I was 5 years old, a very interesting thing happened. I had trouble speaking. I had trouble doing consonants, an S, a T, an F, a K, all those little different ones. I went for speech therapy. Now, guess what? Here I'm out speaking is a very prominent part of who I am and the work that I'm meant to be doing. I just wanted to share that. And I mean, we don't realize sometimes. We just don't realize. So I'm grateful for my dear mother taking me for somebody to address that, becoming aware of it. It was important. It was important. So tonight, let's see. Oh, right. Pets talk from heaven to you. And you're going to have to excuse me. My nose is still running. Got a lot of pollen still in the air up here, at least. I don't know what it's like in other areas, but we've got a lot. And my nose is constantly wants to run. A couple people from Tucson. Do you have a lot of pollen in the air down there? Yes. Yes. Okay. And what's it like over in Texas, Mary? Yes. Okay. Pollen. Yes. It's something about it. But you know, this is springtime. A lot of the flowers have blooms. And if we've got any kind of breeze, it's going to move them. And then we're going to get it. It's going to get it. So anyway, but okay. Real quick, I'm going to bring my little friend up here so he can help introduce our upcoming visitors. Hang on. Hi, sweetheart. Come here. I introduced him. This is Sylvester. This is my physical kitty here. And I want to say that any of the animals here present on this planet right now are highly sensitive to spirit energies. And if you don't keep an eye and watch what the animals are doing, you're not necessarily seeing that or experiencing that, okay? And what I want to say to you here, and this is another part of how spirit has opened me up in the way of working with animals. A dear beloved dog of mine, Earth Angel, who was my companion to bring me cross country to Sedona, Arizona, going on just a little over 5 years ago. He does come in and overshadows this kitty. He does come in and communicate. Overshadowing, for people who don't know about overshadowing, basically the energy of the spirit comes in and puts himself over their energy. So it's kind of like, I don't like the word mask. That's not the right word, but it's like a layering, can we say? A layering, all right? And this little guy here, for a cat to fetch a ball, has anybody ever heard of a cat fetching a ball? I've heard of dogs doing it, okay? And my dear beloved Earth Angel, he too would do that. I would throw him a squeaky ball, squeak it to get his attention, and then throw it, and he would go fetch it, okay? Don't nibble on mama's cheek. I don't know what that was about. Oh, he doesn't want to be held any longer. Okay, but what I want to share is, there is a recording on my YouTube channel. This little guy, Sylvester, he has some plastic balls, and inside of them are little bells, okay? That's a cat toy, right? And I was sitting doing some art. I have a place where I do some coloring. And all of a sudden, he comes into the room, ball in mouth, and drops it on the floor right next to me. I was amazed, okay? I was amazed. And I immediately said, oh, thank you, Sylvester. Not really thinking about what was going on. Well, my beloved Earth Angel, and this came to me from talking to another friend who is also a medium and works with animals too. She said, Earth Angel was there. I said, that makes sense. So if you ever see an animal here in the physical form doing anything that just kind of, say, why is that cat doing that? Or why is the dog acting that way? Chalk it up to another animal visiting and letting you know they're here. Am I making sense to most people? I hope so. I hope so. But there is a short clip on my YouTube channel, Pamela Marie Edmunds. And it says Sylvester, so I think Sylvester fetches the ball or something. I never taught Sylvester to fetch a ball. Maybe somebody else did. I don't believe so. I taught Earth Angel to reach the ball and to bring it back to mama. So that's a piece that I just wanted to add to this, because it is tied to our animals coming forward and visiting us. Because a lot of times people will talk about an experience with an animal, saying it reminds them of another animal that they used to have, okay? Well, that other animal's still in spirit, still around you because of the love. And hello, Karen, can you just mute yourself, please? Thank you, sweetheart. Good to see you, all right? Do you know how to mute? Hang on. Everybody else is mute. This way you can just hear me, all right? And if I'm connecting with you, I'll request. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And so right now I'm just sharing a couple stories, and then I'm gonna start tuning in with some animals, okay? How many people have had animals that have shown behavior of other animals that have crossed over? Anybody? Come on. Remind you of such and such. All right. Yes, yes. Mary's nodding over here. Okay. And what I think maybe it's important that I mention this so you become more aware of it. All right. You become more aware of it. So tonight I am going to do some messages, and that's what it's about. Did anybody bring any pictures, or we're just going to go straight to spirit? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. You know, sometimes I'd love to see people bring in pictures of their pets, but that's me. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to start with Mary, who's, I believe Mary's in Texas. Is that correct, Mary?
Yes.
Okay. And I know we just had a little conversation just before we started. I know you've got a number of animals in the home. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So it, to me, is very obvious that you've got a lot of pets. Okay. And there's a number on the other side. Let me just see what we can pick up. Thank you. I've got a pet that they're trying to give me something that's unique to identify. I've got a pet that if the door was ajar, they would sneak out the door on you and you'd have to go chasing after them. I'm feeling this is one that would do it a number of times in particular, okay? And was a bit of a rascal, I'm going to call it, okay? And got you worried, got you all revved up and a bit upset too. And obviously you had to drop whatever you were doing to go and get that animal, okay? And that there were a couple of times that you couldn't find. I'm feeling it's a male for some reason, okay? Thank you. You couldn't find him right away and you had to kind of like, he's going to come back. He's going to return. And sure enough, he would be sitting at the door wagging his tail like, Mom, I'm here. Right? Okay. He's crossed over, and I want to say he crossed over with an infection that went throughout his body. Do you follow what I'm talking about? Okay. And you didn't know how sick he was until you took him to the vet. Okay. And at that time, I'm feeling very strongly that the vet encouraged you. There was not much else that he could really do for it. And you opted to help the dog across. You opted to help him to leave. Are we on the same page here? Pretty much?
Kinda.
Okay, all right. This dog also had a large appetite. If you put down too much food, he would eat and eat and eat. Okay. And you know what? I do feel like this dog was out on the streets at one time. Okay. Maybe before you. And therefore, when it had food, it was, that was a big deal because it went through times it didn't have food. Okay. And this particular dog was in your home at a time you had a full house with animals again, I'm going to say. And I feel like you've had a full house with animals most of your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
He's a character, and his name, I'm not getting the name, but I want to say it's a unique name for a unique dog. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I want to say right now would have been a good time for him to be doing some shedding. And you having to say, oh, he's been sleeping over there. I got to go clean that up. I've got to go over here and clean that up. Okay. Okay. He's a shedder, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. He wants to tell you thank you. And what I'm feeling from that, dear, is he wants to thank you for all the love and what you put up with him for. Okay. All right. But also, you were hesitant about putting him down at that time. It was a big, big decision is what I'm getting for you. And you just got the gut feeling that he was just going to was not going to get well if he stayed. It was just going to be more trauma for him health-wise, and for you too. And then you kind of looking over your shoulder, wondering when he was going to be sick again, when he was going to have to cross over. But he's saying thank you. And this one has not been on the other side for that long. I'm feeling like that you still have one or two dogs in the house that would have been familiar with this one. Is that making sense? Or is that
I have a lot on
accurate
the other.
or is that inaccurate?
Inaccurate for the one I'm thinking of.
Okay. Can I say I feel like this one's got more hair than fur? Do you understand how I'm defining the difference in between hair and fur? Okay. He's more of a hair-covered animal. And I do feel like he did have some issues when he was here in regards to some sort of eczema or something where he was scratching. And I feel like it was tied a lot to what food that he was getting that he wasn't supposed to be getting. Sit with that, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit with
that. All right. You've got some pictures of him. You can go post some pictures out and help jog some of your memory.
Okay.
But he's talking about you almost picking up another animal within the past week. Somebody had an animal that they couldn't keep, and you were hesitating, but you had to stand your ground.
Oh no, I would have brought him home. I'm not allowed.
well, that was what I mean. You had to follow the rules of the house, so to speak. Okay, the rules of the house. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that.
Okay.
This guy's he's a rascal, but he's a love bug too.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was what drew you to him. That was what drew you to him. And he really needs some structure, and you helped bring some structure into his life. Are you following me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you, Mary. Thank you, and thank you. I want to greet Karen here. Hi, Karen. Can we unmute you? Give me. See if I can do it from this side. All right. Do you know how to unmute, dear? It's not working from my side. Lower left hand.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
And have we met before? Your face looks familiar.
I was in on one of your whatever, and you had a guest speaker that I wasn't impressed with.
Okay, that's too bad. That's too bad. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm glad you came back. And anyway, and where are you calling in from? Where you from?
I actually live in Alamogordo, New Mexico, but right now I'm in a hotel in El Paso, Texas.
Oh, wow. She's traveling. Okay. It must be hot in both places. Yeah.
It is very.
Okay. Why am I sensing some horses around you? Would you have connected with some horses in the past?
I wish. I love horses.
Okay. Maybe that's what I'm getting is more the love. Because I'm just feeling like they can gravitate to you is what I want to say. They can gravitate to you. There's an attraction that comes there because of your love and your attention to animals. Okay. I'm feeling like there was a time that you had a dog, a pretty good sized dog here. Okay. And I'm feeling like he's up against your leg. His head he's standing. Let me see. They're working on my body here, giving me some physical. Okay. It's like he's up almost to my thigh. Okay. Above my leg, about halfway up. He stands pretty tall. And I want to say he's pretty slim. And I'm feeling like in some ways he could have been a racer. Do you follow what type of animal I'm referring to?
Yeah, but I've never had a large dog.
Okay. Do you recognize somebody else who would have had a large dog like that in and around your energy? because I feel like this animal is coming in to what we call a friendship, what we call a subtle relationship, but you know how kind of we have attractions in the way of first impressions, and I feel like there was a real good first impression here. I do feel I am going back in the younger years, and what I'm feeling like there was a strong, important connection there. And this animal wasn't getting the full attention it really needed with whomever else, who was supposedly its pet parents. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to leave that with you. I want to go with something you can recognize, and I want to ask that they bring forward somebody that can be recognized.
Okay.
Can you give me a name of an animal that's been around you? And we can go with that, please.
Hercules.
Hercules. Okay. Can I say Hercules? We think of Hercules as being rather big. I'm thinking Hercules is more on a small level.
He is.
Okay. Sitting in my lap, but putting out that that strong vibration of I'm big. I'm don't mess with me.
Oh yeah.
Don't mess with me. It's interesting. And got the cutest little tail. And I want to say, you understand why I would say also the sweetest smile. You see how you can almost sense a smile on an animal. And would have warned you a number of times in regards to different people for you to stay back from. It's almost like he's a little protector, you know. First impressions, he knew who was good for you to be around, and he knew who was not. And bottom line is, when an animal tells us that, yes, we've got to follow through, we've got to listen through. There's some sort of a cancerous condition that built up in around its throat and down into its chest. Do you comprehend that?
That was Spike.
Ah. Are the two of them at all related or connected here? Oh, right.
They were both the same breed.
That's the connection. Okay. But they also connect in regards to you. Okay?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, then let's go back to Hercules. Okay. I'm feeling like Hercules was here for a pretty long life, is what I want to say.
Yes.
For a little guy. He was here longer than Spike was. Okay.
Yes.
And I do want to say, can we just say old age for him was what took him over, why he crossed.
Yes.
He had some breathing issues. He had some sort of diarrhea issues, things that would have normally been mild on a younger animal, but because of his late age, that it just shut him down. He has been in your dreams of lately. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's been coming into your dreams. You've got a dog right now, or you're missing a dog? He's wanting. Go ahead.
Herc has been gone for 2 months.
That's recent, very recent.
Yeah.
He's coming in to help you through that. I'm going to say the physicalness. You know he's been around you, but he's also been there to help you through some dire times, from challenging times.
Yes.
And he's wanting me to let you know that he's still around there. You just need to realize that. Okay. He does want to say that at some point, once the heart doesn't hurt so much anymore, he wants you to get another pet. You're the type of person that needs to have a pet, especially right now in all that's going on in your life. You got comprehend me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And he wants to say, and I don't know what time you came in, you were listening to our conversation, that whomever you gravitate to as a newer pet, not that you're replacing Hercules, you could not replace him.
Right.
Okay, but he is going to come in and do some, I was describing overshadowing. Okay, overshadowing the new dog. And I do feel the new dog is going to be in that more or less compact size too.
Yeah.
But what you're going to see is some of Hercules' behavior that you're going to recognize quite quickly with this other dog. That's Hercules letting you, he is around. Are you with me? Okay. This
Yes.
is something that we've seen this before. We've experienced, boy, that makes me think of such and such a dog, okay?
Yeah.
Or a cat. But we've never related it to the animal this way. They are coming in and transfiguring over the animal, overshadowing in the animal, whatever, okay? And I'm going to say, I personally, if you go to my YouTube channel sometime, I've got a cat that a dog is coming and overshadowed. Okay.
Okay.
The cat retrieving a ball. Never taught the cat to do that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's something a cat normally does. But the dog had been taught it when it was here in the physical years ago.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
What I want you to say, may I say for some reason, and please bear with me with this, you could use a stuffed teddy bear or something to keep you company right now. Okay?
Uh-huh.
To cuddle with, because of what you're feeling. And a lot of times when we lose a pet, we're not just dealing with their loss, but we're dealing with some losses in the past that we haven't completely cleared.
Okay.
All right. And I hope you can embrace that. And you may not know specifically, but it's like that pet is helping you. They've been helping you all along, right? Helping you to know you're not alone. The list goes on. And so it's the other piece is, well, she's got to get that motion started. And I'm going to help pump it and get it out for her. Okay.
Okay.
Lots of love from this little guy. All right. And put his picture out for you.
Yes. Thank you.
Very important. All right. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for joining us. I hope that was some help for you.
It was.
Yes. Sherry Alvarado, dear. Hi. Can you let me, okay, we're unmuted. All right. Can you hear me good? Great. I'm feeling like this is an animal that would have been that Manny would have been fond of. There was a strong connection with Manny when Manny was still here, okay? I'm going to go back maybe somewhere in 5 or 10 years time. I'm not sure specifically, but my point being, this is someone that would have gone more to Manny than would have gone to you, okay? Still cared for you, but it's like was a favorite of Manny's, okay? I do feel like this guy had it's definitely dog, and I'm feeling like we're in the 25, 30 pound range. So he's a little bit bigger than Hercules would be. Yet he gave a lot of love to Manny as Manny was needing it through his, I'm going to call it discomfort. Can we call it that? All right. And coloring to me, I'm feeling like he's short haired. You didn't have to go get his hair all cut all the time. And colors, come on. It's got a marked face, but then a solid color body. And the marked face is accentuating his eyes and his neck and whatnot. There is some white pawing on him. Do you recognize anything like this so far?
I've only had one dog that died ever. So
It's not him.
no, well, no, it could be him, huh? You guys?
Okay, all right. Is there another dog that could have been in and around the family? Because I know you've got a tight-knit family that was very strongly attracted to Manny.
Oh,
Yes.
you know what? We had a couple of, my mom and dad both had dogs. And then when my dad passed away, we gave him to Mary. But she's still alive. But I don't know, maybe.
I'm feeling like I'm with a female dog. I'm feeling like I'm with a licker, with a animal that is very, very strongly wanting to nurture and to help heal what Manny was going through. Okay. And for most people here who are listening, if you're not aware that our animals are little healers, it's important that you do realize that, and that they literally know when we're hurting and where we're hurting, okay, and how to help us, cuddle up, send some of their energy to us, take some of the energy from us. And it's highly important, a highly important, I'm going to say, relationship, okay? And Manny didn't always talk about how he was feeling, did he?
No.
Okay.
No.
And there were times that he wasn't feeling well, that he could use some extra love and attention, all right? So this is what I'm feeling. I feel like there's a picture of this dog. I do feel it's female. And I want to say there's also a nickname. There's a name, but there's a nickname. Mary, have you got any ideas here for this? Because I know you're a sibling, because we got a couple siblings on board here.
I'm trying to think. Could have been one of mine, but I don't think one of mine.
Okay.
Could it have
Because
been
it's-
Pixie?
That's what I thought.
Say again?
Yeah, maybe Pixie, but
And who's Pixie with? Mary?
she's with my dad now. I buried her ashes with him.
Karen, are you connected to everybody else here?
Yeah, we're all sisters.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize that. Okay, I knew
Mhm.
the other three were, but I didn't know you were a sister too. Well, welcome. Okay. Awesome.
I'm trying to think.
Okay. And this one here would have enjoyed stuffed animal toys over ball, how some animals like balls, some animals like squeaks. This one here
Sparky.
would have liked a stuffed animal to cuddle with. Okay.
You said
Okay.
it was a male?
I was feeling female. Wasn't I saying female, Sherry?
Yeah.
Okay, female. And what I'm going to say, to me then, if it's, 25, 30 pounds, it's not a huge dog, but it's a dog that's still small enough that you can lap it. Do you know what I mean? You can put it in its lap, and your lap, and it's hanging off the edges. Okay, it's hanging off the edges. So that's okay. That's okay. Well, what I want to say is this animal is around Manny too. Okay, Sherry, there's several other animals that are around him. Also, he's there with his mom and a grandmother that was very important to him. Okay, do you recognize that? You're nodding. Okay. And it's almost like they've been able to reconnect, but they're also, there's a lot of healing that's going on the other side since he's crossed over. Besides the healing that's going on between you and the sisters. So that's why Manny's coming up. We've got all four sisters here tonight. Well, anyway, thank you. So, whose birthday's this month? Sherry? Their
Mine.
birthday, yours. That's why. Okay. And it's an important time within the family to celebrate a birthday. And what I'm feeling like is Manny wants you to have the best birthday. Manny wants you to acknowledge, yes, you have taken on the loss of his presence, his being, but it's like, no, I'm still here, hon. I'm still here, love. And he does not want to go away. It's interesting, the pets, we got the pets and the people too, which makes sense. They're all in the same kind of place. Rainbow Bridge, okay, some people believe. To me, the animals go and cross over, and they're in a grouping, and they're waiting for us to come to be with them. Okay, Karen, your little Hercules is waiting for you for whenever your time is, which is still a long time out. And Hercules will be there, and all these other pets that you have loved and that have loved you. Okay, that's a big
Okay.
deal. That's a big deal for all of us. And it's just like they're part of family here now. They're part of family in the spirit side of life. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, awesome. All right. Sherry, Manny's saying he's glad to see you smiling a little more often. He always loved your smile, okay?
Mhm.
All right. And he says he knows it's not easy, but for you to see if you can put a nice little smile on a little more often, okay?
Okay.
Right, I'm going to leave you there. And I think the main reason was for him to come in and talk. That's my sense. That's my sense. So, okay, awesome, awesome. I love it, family affair here. Okay, so, great. Terry, how are you doing, sweetheart? Yep, unmute me, please. Yes.
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. I see your smile. So anyway, by the way, I love smiles are such a thing to attract someone to your energy. And it's interesting, you know, it's great to have people around who can smile. And yes, some of us, you know, have challenges we're going through, but it's still great to have a smile. It's something about it. All right. There's an animal in the house right now who does, what's the word I want to say? Does act a little bit like a previous animal. Do you comprehend that?
Hmm,
No, you're not sure.
no.
Let me see if I can get some details. All right. Wants attention a lot. I feel like the animal is okay. Thank you. It's a similar situation with Sherry. Is more attentive to dad than to mom. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
More attracted to dad than mom. Dad needs a little extra, can I almost say babying? I don't know what other word to use. I'm trying to think of the right term. I didn't want to use that word, but I didn't know how else to describe it. Okay. And the animal is there with him more than you being there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore wants that daddy is daddy's little boy, okay? I'm still feeling, you know, I'm feeling he's small, but I don't feel like he's as small as Hercules, okay? He's kind of a big lap dog. Are we talking like a big lap dog? No.
No, I had another one that has passed, that was a big lap dog.
Then that's, okay. is there some similarities between this dog and spirit and the one that's here in the physical?
You know, I don't know that I would watch for. I watch for it now, but I don't know that I ever paid attention to it if it was there.
Okay, okay. May I say simply daddy's boy, both of them? Or daddy's dog more than mommy's? Both of
Maybe
them?
the current one. No, the current one.
The current one,
not
not
the
the
fir-
one in spirit. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. The one in spirit. Okay. Can I say the one in spirit would have been sitting at the door waiting for you to come in the door
Mm-hmm.
because it wanted your attention. It wanted some mommy attention. Okay. That's where we're going. All right. Okay. And actually we're hearing somebody bark. That's okay. Welcome to whomever's barking. And I need to tell you all too, and I'm doing my best here. I was feeling a little challenged tonight to do this show. So I'm doing the best I can with spirit. So anyway, and thank you. This previous one in spirit would have barked at noises outside the house that you had no clue that was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one was definitely letting you know that there was some sort of a disturbance or somebody else who was out there that didn't belong. Okay, all right,
Mm-hmm.
which was a great little watch animal. All right, watchdog. Okay, something about some issues with its teeth and issues with needing to change its diet because of the teeth issues. Do you follow what I'm saying? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you having some challenges in finding something that it would like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A little particular is the animal. It wanted what it had before, but it couldn't because of how it was affecting them. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm also feeling it needing to be, I almost say mushy. It needed to be mushy and not crunchy. It needed to be more. It's almost like you were treating an elderly person, but you were treating an elderly dog. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the terminology here I'm getting. And also some issues with its hearing. Didn't always hear you.
Well, maybe he heard me but wasn't listening. Maybe
Okay.
that's what it was.
Okay. Can I say that's often what goes on in your home? Husband, do you follow me? There's a mirror. Okay. Aren't we nice? I'm glad we're just us women. Okay. We don't have the guys listening. All right. And I hope I worded that nicely. Okay.
Very well. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. And you puzzled for a moment, And can I say that's a very common experience throughout the family? I just need to say that. And if anybody else takes that, please. I got a few smiles here. Great. Got Sherry smiling. Love to see Sherry smiling. Got a smirk with Karen and had a bit of a smile with Mary. She kind of turned her head like, yeah. So it's and you know what though? The animals most part are listening most often. More so, even if they're not at once in a while, they're most often the ones that are listening the best. Okay? Because they're listening to the subtle sounds outside the home. They want to make sure mom and dad are safe and protected. Okay? All right. There's some sort of an issue with this dog also. Expelling is the word I'm going to use. Some of this food that is not suiting it in the way of, can I say there was some throwing up experiences?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you having to almost go around to find the spots that you missed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of sadness that occurred when this one here got to its height of illness. It's what's the word I'm going to say? to the point that it's like, oh, this animal is sick with this animal is sick with that. And you just feeling so sad for the animal having to put up with it. And you too. And it's like, we really need to do something for this animal. The best thing is, you know, to send it home, to send it to spirit. Okay. It was a big decision for you, correct? Hard, because it's like there wasn't just one or two issues. There were multiple issues going on for this animal. Okay. I want to say some arthritis. You know how an animal will go to lie down and you can see it wince, or you can see it. Yeah, there was a lot going on for this animal. But this animal served a very important purpose, just like all of the rest here. Okay. I'm feeling male. Am I correct? This is a male. Okay. And can I say a lot of its behavior in some ways was female, was feminine, was very nurturing for everybody else. Okay. So it had some more feminine qualities, or almost some mothering kind of qualities. Okay. And I want to say in some way that the present animal that is here in the physical has some of those qualities too. That may be some of the similarities that I want to talk about. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Comments or questions, anybody here?
I have one, Pamela. How do you communicate with them? I know when they brushed up against your leg, it kind of gave you the height of the animal. But how are you, like Dr. Doolittle, or do they actually say things, or?
Well, I'm tuning into an energy. It starts with me recognizing whom I'm drawn to, whether it was you, Terry, or if it was Karen, Sherry, or Mary, because I'll get the nudge. I'll get the intuitive. Because when we're working with not just animals, but also loved ones, and okay, animals are loved ones too, but I'm talking, say a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, husband, whatever, we're tuning into a vibration. Okay. And as you heard me say, I saw a couple of you before the show started. I said that I needed to step aside to do some prayer. Okay. During my prayer, I put out the intention and requesting for the animals to come in and for me to be doing the mediumship with the animals. Okay. And that the show serve the best and highest good for all. Okay. So I'm asking for help. All right. And that's how it starts helping me to get out of the way. All right. And I did say I'm a little off. I've got some healing I need to do Friday for myself. In the meantime, I'm doing the best I can. So I wasn't quite sure I could do this. But what I'm doing, bottom line, is when I come to one of you, I'm then not just reading you, I'm then going one step further and up to read and connect with something, well, obviously an animal in the spirit side of life. But when I was working with Sherry, obviously Manny came in on that line too. Okay. But it's okay. Something that's important to hear, and I hope we can comprehend that. This, all mediums are psychic. Okay. I'm working with my psychic abilities. I can see, hear, feel the energies of spirit, whether it's an animal or person. Okay. All mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. Meaning, a lot of people just go to that psychic intuitive level. They don't take those extra steps and go up to those loved ones who are also hanging around, but they're in another dimension. Same with the animals. Okay. Does that answer your questions? And thank you for asking, because I'm glad that I'm putting that on the recording here for people to hear. And all of us are capable of doing communication with our animals. all of us are capable of doing mediumship to the earth, from the earth to the spirit realm, whether it be the animals or a loved one. But we're also capable of doing communication with our animals who are here. Okay? You've heard of people who talk about the spirit whisperers or the animal whisperer. This terms is a number of different terms. Basically, there is a connection that occurs where what's it? Not mind reading, but we're connecting on a little different level. And I apologize, when I get into this space that I've been working with spirit, I sometimes have trouble getting back into my memory, which in a lot of ways is good, because obviously I'm working with spirit and I'm doing the best I can there. All right. But what I want to say is the term, it's when you're reading somebody's mind, it's almost like the message comes through from mind to mind. Sylvester and I do that. I do that with other animals. Earth Angel, who's on the spirit side of life, he communicates like the other animals would. He communicates in another level. That's a piece that you may be noticing too. I literally can channel him and get a full communication from him. So obviously, the more I practice, the more I do it, I can get a full communication from the animal. And a lot of times it's tuning into energy to understand what the words are that need to come forward. Okay. All right. Anything else anybody else would like to ask? Was that helpful, Terry? Another question?
Yes, yes, no, that's good, thank you.
Okay. So it's, oh gosh, and I can't think of the term. I wish I could. Okay, Spirit, give me the term, what we're talking about. It's a mind-to-mind connection. I do that with Sylvester. I do that with Earth Angel, who's on the other side. Matter of fact, I am in process. I think I may have mentioned a couple people, and I got to get back to pulling together a book about Earth Angel. I was guided to find him at a pet shelter, just very similar to the way I did Sylvester. And because the two of us have been together, many of these animals, we have a soul connection. Anybody had? Okay, Karen, you've got some intense emotion going on with Hercules. Okay.
Yes.
What I'd like to say to you is very likely there's a soul connection. And when I say soul connection, meaning just like a human being, if there's somebody in our lives we're closer to, we feel more attracted to, or we connect on a deeper level, we can do the same thing with animals, okay?
Mhm.
And for me, and I'm sharing it from experience to give you the information. When I had to put my Earth Angel down, and he was with me for about 14 years, just me, okay?
Mhm.
Tremendous emotion, which made sense too, because my father had only crossed over a few months before that, okay? So there was a possibility there, but of some of both coming through. But what I want to say is I was put in a position one day where there was a group, past life regression. Anybody familiar with that? Karen, are you?
No.
Well, you understand, I feel like most of you are open to believe, at least somewhat, in past lives that we've been together with other animals, I want to say, and people, okay? I was put into a situation where we did a group past life regression. Basically, it's hypnosis and going into another altered state, but going back to the energy from another lifetime that needed to be healed and cleared. Well, the minute I shut my eyes, Earth Angel showed up. which didn't surprise me to begin with. Because being a medium, I was already aware of him being around. But we went to another lifetime where it was a farming kind of country area situation. I was a young girl and my parents had given me permission to get a puppy. And how we went to another farm, another place where there were puppies, and I picked out Earth Angel as a puppy and then had him for like 10, 15 years, and then literally went through the grief of losing him in that lifetime. It showed me that he and I had been together before. It showed me that we had a soul connection. I already got that we did. But I want to say to you, Karen, is for you to ask your guides to confirm that if that's correct. I feel it is with you and Hercules. Okay? Just as Sherry and Manny have a big, huge soul connection too. Okay? And therefore, the loss, the lack of them being present is tremendous. Okay? And an important thing to be aware of, everybody, and I'm going to put this out here, and I learned from my own experiences, and I want to share with everybody else. If it resonates with you, please take it and run with it. Sometimes when we have a soul connection with another being, whether it's an animal, whether it's a person, we can give them a piece of our heart, a soul fragment of us. Make sense? Do you comprehend, Karen? Because I'm talking a lot this to you, all right? Maybe they're hurting and we want to help them out. So we just, we think that I give you a piece of my heart, or you know how this kind of statements people will say. Well, then when they cross over, they take that piece with them.
I believe that.
We're not only grieving their loss, but we're grieving the loss of a piece of our soul. Okay? And a very strong possibility that other person gave you a piece too. So there's a term, soul retrieval, for you to look it up. Anybody who may have a feeling of need to know more about that soul retrieval. People who do work with hypnosis, shamans, who go within and do work in regards to the soul, can assist you in getting that part back, but also giving back to what was given to you. So anyway, this is another level on grief that is important to know. Okay? And I hope it's some help for the you as listeners here, girls, but also for anybody else who tunes in tonight's show. And I want to tell you, I had no clue I was going to talk about this. It just fits, and Spirit has been guiding me to speak about this. Is there any other comments or questions in regards to what I'm sharing? Sherry's has been shared on this before. She knows all about this. Terry's heard a lot about this too, because she's been around. She's around a lot. She and Sherry have been together a lot to start off here, and the other sisters have joined in since. Do I have all four? Is this the full family here?
Yeah.
Was there somebody else who's missing? No, 4. Okay, 4. And I want to tell you, I was one of 4 girls too. And then a boy showed up elsewhere. You know, so anyway, he just kind of the extra spice. And of course, Dad wouldn't say, I would say, was he something planned, or was he an accident? I'll never tell. So, our animals, love never dies. Mega, that is so true. Especially since they're taking on such a bigger role within the family unit now. And that's because we can feel their love. We can see their love. This experience with COVID has brought a lot of animals into the homes. I hope that people are going to keep them. There's been some discussion on that. I hope people are going to keep them. Animals are there as friends for us. They're also there as family members, our fur babies, yes, all these wonderful terms. But look what's come forward around it. All the huge pet stores, the clothes for the animals, the special foods. Yeah, they're our family. We want to treat them like family. And that's what they're doing by coming back to let you know they're here, they haven't forgotten you, and they love you dearly. Okay. And Karen, if you haven't seen Hercules in dreams, he is going to show up. Even if you don't get a message, but him showing up is like, Mom, I'm here.
Okay,
Mom,
thanks.
I love you, Mom. I'm here. Okay.
Thank
You
you.
also, when you're scented, you do sense him around you. Okay. All right. And that happens to many of us who are spiritually awake. So, any other comments or questions in regards to our pets coming through, communicating, and sharing their love with us? We're good. Huh? So next week, I'm not sure what the show's going to be about. I'm not sure who's going to be a guest. I have reached out to a few people, and sadly, I don't know if it's the summertime or what, but we are starting to, it is the temperatures, and people are having more things that they're doing. I might even do a show myself. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm going to ask my guides to guide me on that, and that will be appropriate. But in the meantime, I'm Pamela Marie Edmunds. More information about the work I do, the radio show, can be found on my website, PamelaMarieEdmunds.com. Please check out my YouTube channel. This will be in the YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube, you do that little search bar and type in Pamela Marie Edmunds, and it should bring you to that page. And in the meantime, enjoy the pets that are with you. They're treasures for us all. And they all come in at the right time. They all come in at the right time. And they all come in because they have a purpose. And I just want to say I shared and I introduced some of you to Earth, to Sylvester. And Sylvester came in just before I had a major health scare. And I'm so grateful he was here to keep me company and for me to receive healing from him. If I wasn't feeling good in my stomach, he'd curl up by my stomach. If I had something going on emotionally, I'm going to say in my head, my thoughts or whatever, he'd be right there next to my head. They know. They're little healers, and so blessed that we have them. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and check out next week's show. I will be coming up with something. I don't know what yet, but it'll be a surprise. And thank you for all being here, and have a good week. Keep comfortable, keep safe, keep cool, and God bless everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Big hugs.